सिद्धः अस्ति सिद्धः अस्ति
प्रारम्भं करवाणि
आं महोदय
This is a mantra from Yajurveda 31.8. Yajurveda 31.8. This Yajurveda 31st chapter is well known as Purusha Suktam. So this is one of the mantras from Purusha Suktam 31.8. Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam. Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam. Adityavarnam Tamasaha Parastat. Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam Adityavarnam Tamasaha Parastat. One vertical line, half the mantra. Tameva viditva atimrutyumeti. Tameva viditva atimrutyumeti nanyah pantha vidyate ayanaya. Nanyah pantha vidyate ayanaya. Two vertical lines and the mantra is over. Yajurveda 31.8. Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam Adityavarnam Tamasah Parastat. Tameva viditva atimrutyumeti nanyah pantha vidyate ayanaya. Yajurveda 31.8. So the purpose of this life and what to be taken to achieve it is clearly explained. The purpose of life is Atimrutyumeti is to cross the barrier of death. To cross the barrier of death. That's it, life. When you say this, all other things follow one behind the other. Mrityu is death. Mrityum atiyeti. The person crosses over, wins over death. Now we have to understand it in two ways. One is overcoming death. Another one is overcoming the fear of death. Both are included here. One is fear of death, one is death itself. How will both happen? In simple, we know we are clearly in the birth and death cycle. So because we are in birth and death cycle, taking birth and dying is a routine thing because we are in the cycle. We die, we take birth, we die, we take birth. It happens continuously. So there is no need to be afraid of death. After all, it's a changeover from one framework, from one moment to another environment, another framework. What is there to fear for it? Number one. On the other hand, it's a cause for our jubilation. Now I'm working with this tool, maybe for 8 years, 90 years, 100 years. Now this tool is worn and torn and cannot be used further. Now what can I do for my progress? What can I do for the spiritual upliftment within dilapidated tool? So I'm happy if this tool is gone and I get a fresh tool. That is taking birth with a fresh tool. Definitely I should be happy. There is a cause for jubilation, but not for fear. Provided we understand it correctly, that's a condition. If I don't understand it correctly, I'll be definitely afraid of death. Mrityum ati eti. Another way is to come out of this birth and death cycle is also overcoming death, escaping from the clutches of death. So how do we do it? And that is what is called as mukti, moksha, salvation, bliss, nirvana, you call it by any name. It is freeing ourselves from the birth and death cycle. Mrityum atiyeti. He comes over the clutches of the death. How do you do it? Tameva viditva ati mrityumeti. Tam eva viditva. Tam means Satchidananda, God. Tam eva, by knowing that God only. Viditva, by knowing. Understanding the world created by God, only by understanding God, yes, one can cross over death. That is, cross over or free themselves from the fear of death, clutches of death. Only by knowing that Satchidananda. Can you do it in by any other way apart from this? Na ayanaya vidyate. It's very clear. Na anya patha. Ayanaya vidyate. Na anyaha, na anyaha. Na anyaha pantha. Ayanaya vidyate. For our travel, for our reaching the goal, anya pantha, other paths, other routes, na vidyate is definitely not there. This is the only path we have to take. There is no other shortcuts, there is no routes. There's only one way, that is knowing that Satchidananda, knowing that God is full. The best extent. Only through that it's possible for us to overcome the clutches of the fear of death. Pantha na vidyate. There is no other recourse. This is the only one what we have. Now, how do you understand God? How do you understand God? One thing is clear, in spite of our best knowledge, still God remains to be understood. It's not at all possible for us to know God in full. Because to understand, know God, we need the apparatus. And this apparatus has got its own limitation. So we cannot know God in full. But by using this tool with a limited capacity, we can gear up and give strength and purity to soul. We experience peace and without mention of Sharira Indriya Manas, that is getting out of birth and death cycle. We should be sure of, we should be confident that we know something about God in its real form. Vedahametam. Etam aham Veda. I know it. I know about God. When I say I know it, it's not in full, but a very great extent. I know it in its real terms. I have not misunderstood something else for God. I understood God in the right sense, in the right perspective. Veda aham yetam, Vedaham etam. Purusham I've understood as Purusha. The Satchitananda read as Purusha. Purishadaha Purishete iti Purushaha. That which resides in the Pura, the town, the abode, is Purusha. In colloquial Sanskrit, Purusha means male. But that's not the meaning what we have here. Purishadaha, one which resides in, one here as one which encompasses the Pura, the town, the abode, is called Purusha. Or the one which is omnipresent, which is everywhere in the whole universe, is a Purusha. Because it is in the universe, it is in full with universe and beyond that, what we know. The one which is omnipresent in the universe is a Purusha. Purusha is also used in another sense. The Jivatma which is resting in the Sharira Indriya Manas too is called Purusha, the soul. The abode of the soul is the Sharira Indriya Manas. So soul is also called as, Satchit is also called as Purusha. But here, for salvation, for mukti, for moksha, we have to know Satchit, but we have to know Satchidananda. Therefore, here Purusha means Satchidananda. In several other Veda mantras, Jivatma, Satchit is also referred to as Purusha. That's a different issue. But in this context, Purusha means Satchidananda, the omnipresent entity. Vedahametam Purusham. So there are some adjectives here. Mahantam is one. Mahatam is the biggest, the largest, the supreme, the one which is worthy of our reverence. Mahapujayam. So this Satchidananda is the supreme entity. Is a master of both Sat and Satchit. It is omnipresent and it is worthy of our reverence. Maha Pujaya, Mahantam. Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam Aditya Varnam. Varna is Urung Varane, the one which is chosen, act of choosing. Now it's Aditya Varnam, the one selected by, the one chosen by Aditya. In a normal sense, Aditya is referred to sun. But the actual meaning of Aditya is one that is akhanda, unbreakable, which is a whole. How do you get it? Do avakhandane is the root. Do avakhandane. That's the one which is broken up into pieces, one which can be broken up into pieces. Khandana. Khandana means to break up. That is known as do avakhandane. From that comes Diti. Diti is the one which is breakable, which can split. And the abstract form of it is Daitya. Daitya means which is broken, which is breakable, which can be split. That's called as Daitya. Opposite of Diti is Aditi. And the abstract form of Aditi is Aditya. The one which is not breakable, the one which we cannot split. It is one whole. That's an Aditya. And Varnam, that Satchidananda is selected by, is chosen by all such Adityas. Now to understand this, what is that splitting? What is that not splitting? I've got 3 dimensions. One is thinking, talking, doing. So, if we think the same, talk over the same thing, and walk our words, yes, it is not a split. It's all convergent. My thoughts, my words, and my actions, because they are all convergent, we say that person is an Aditya, not split. But we do have so many things where we think something, talk something, and do something. They're all divergent. They don't converge at all. So in such a case, the person is called as a Daitya. Because it's all split, broken. Thinking is not harmonious with what we talk. Talk is not followed by action. So in other words, we say, a person who is an Aditya is an honest person. Honest means what he thinks, what he speaks, and what he does, they all match. They are all convergent. Then we call that person as an honest person, a transparent person, a person whose life is an open book. That is an Aditya. It is the opposite. It is Diti, Daitya, dishonest, crooked. That's the opposite. Here it says, Aditya Varnam, those who are honest, those whose personality is not split, they all choose that. All truth seekers choose that. Which is that? That is God. That is the entity. You call it a God, Lord, Sachanda, anything. That is the Purusham. That is the one which is omnipresent. That is the one which is worthy of our reverence. And that is the one chosen by all those who are honest and wise. Vedahametam aham yetam veda purusham tam purusham aham veda tam mahantam purusham aham veda tam mahantam aditya varnam purusham aham veda. Tammeva viditva. By knowing that entity only, atimrutyumeti, we cross over death, and anyah pantha na vidyate. So how do you do it? Two things cannot occupy the same place at the same time. If truth and knowledge has to occupy our souls, then all the darkness in our soul must get out. Darkness and light cannot coexist. Either darkness is there or light is there. So all this we are speaking of is about light, is about knowledge, is about knowing things in its true perspective. So what? All darkness that is in us has to get out. We have to throw it out. Either we throw it out and light comes in, or light comes in or it gets out. Tamasaha parastat. Tamasaha is ignorance. Tamasa is ajnana. Tamasaha is foolishness. Parastat, by overcoming it, by throwing it out. We have to overcome our ignorances. We have to overcome our foolishness. We have to overcome all our misgivings. Tamu glanav. If we yield to our misgivings, if ignorance is there, that will be a cause of glani, means all chaos. Tamu glanav, that which is responsible for the chaos, for the confusions, for the disturbances in us, that is called as tamas. That's called as ignorance, foolishness. That has to be overcome. We cannot be ignorant. We cannot take shelter under ignorance. And the modern law says, ignorance of law is no excuse. The same rule exists here also. I got every opportunity to know yourself. There is all the opportunity for you to know things as they are, and you still don't do it and say I'm ignorant, you will not be spared. You have to overcome it, there is no other go. Only when you overcome it, yes, you will have the right understanding of that Satchidananda. Aditya Varnam Mahantam Purusham. Tam Aham Veda. I will know it rightly. But I have to come out of darkness. That's the only way out. Come out of the darkness. Don't stay in dark. Don't take shelter in the darkness. Elsewhere, this attitude of taking shelter in darkness is called as the nature of a owl. Owl. Uluka, they call it as. Because this owl cannot open its eyes in the bright sun. It always waits for darkness to do its activity. It's a nocturnal bird. Nocturnal. All its activities are during night only, darkness only. It loves darkness so much that it cannot face the light of the day. So that is the attitude what we have. If I want to be ignorant and don't want to know things, learn things, seek truth, I'm as good as an owl which loves darkness. No, that's not allowed. Because the darkness, maybe for the owl it is okay because of its own reasons. Because its eyes are not capable of tolerating the sunshine. Okay, that's its problem. But we cannot take shelter of that. We have to open our eyes, see the light of truth. Only when you see the light of truth, yes, we throw off all the darkness, ignorance, that's the cause of all chaos in ourselves, and become those who have realized the truths. Tamasaha parastat, and overcome it. And this overcoming has to be done deliberately. It cannot happen on its own. We have to deliberately, intentionally, purposefully throw it out. And in that place, bring the light of knowledge, light of truth. Then, tam, mahantam, aditya varnam, purusham, aham Veda. I'll be able to know it. Tamasaha parastat, aditya varnam, mahantam, purusham, tam, aham Veda. Vedahametam, purusham, mahantam, aditya varnam, tamasah parastat. Only by knowing that, only by knowing the reality, only by knowing that omnipresent, that revered one, that omniscient, omnipotent, Satchidananda, Ati Mrityu Meti, I'll be able to cross over the fear of death and the birth and death cycle. Because I'll know what is the process that is going on and the purpose of it. And I thank God for having provided all such chances for me. Death is a boon for me because I get a new tool to continue my task of purifying and strengthening the soul. I cannot do it with an old, torn, worn instrument. I thank God, I get a new thing, fine. I can start afresh with a new tool. It's an excellent thing. Instead of fearing death, I thank God for sending the death again and again to me. I discussed one Veda mantra like that. Yamo mahyam punaritva dadati. Tasmai yamaya namostu mrutyave. That Yama, the Satchidananda, is another name for the same God, one God. Yamo mahyam punaritva dadati. He is sending you the death again and again to me. so that I can continue my efforts, continue my journey, continue my task with a new tool, with a fresh tool, with an efficient tool. So thanks to that God who has been sending you, O death, to me again and again, and thanks to you, O death. Salutations to you, O death. See, this is the way we take things. Provided we know what it is. When you don't know what's the process that is going on, we'll always be afraid of death. And we can never get out of this birth and death cycle. We have to know that God, we have to know its creation, we have to know its rules, divine and cosmic, and then we'll be able to enjoy the journey from one birth to another birth, and we'll have no fear of death. And over a period, we'll be able to get out of this birth and death cycle also and be in a state of bliss and peace. And the final word in it, na anyah pantha vidyate ayanaya. There is no other course for you to achieve this. This is only one path that's available. That is a very, very important thing, because so many religions, so many religious heads too, they say that you worship, you take any path you like, all paths meet at one point. But Vedas say no, there is no such thing. There is only one path, take the right royal path. If you take it, you'll reach the goal. If you don't take it, you are gone. It's very clearly said in the Vedas. So don't take this path, that path, and be confused that any path will take you to the goal. No, how is it possible? There's one route and you have to take that route and that route alone. Anya pantha na ayanaya vidyate. For your journey, there is no other path, this is the only path. Continue things. One who has known this Satchidananda, of course, he will overcome the fear of death, and he will also at one point of time get out of birth and death. It's all fine. But one who has realized God will always try his level best to imbibe the divine qualities in his life. One has understood God. Others, they will behave whimsically, according to their fancies they live. But one who has understood God and his creation and the laws in that, that person will always lead a pious, noble life. They will have compassion, non-violence, non-stealing, continuously learning, clean, contented. See, all these things, they will follow it because they know what this system is. They know the one who has created this system. And they know very clearly that in this system, ups and downs will always be there, and we have to tolerate both. It's an up. We are not supposed to jump and frolic. It's a down. We are not supposed to fall down and cry. Both are passing phases. That's part of life. Take them equally. Tolerate them equally. The tolerance is what is called as tapas. So a person who knows his creation, who knows the creator to the best extent possible, that person will not get upset, will not become intolerant, and will take ups and downs equally well. The same sportive spirit, the person will take both. Failures and success, praises and blames, profits and losses, ups and downs. The person will take it equally, sportively. That shows us that the person has understood the system and the creator behind the system. Tammeva viditva, only by knowing that. Atimrutyumeti, other paths are not there. Vedahametam purusham mahantam, aditya varnam tamasah parastat, tameva viditva. By knowing that creator, by knowing that Satchidananda and its creation and its rules and regulations, only by that, Only underline, only bold. Atimrutyumeti will cross over the fear of death and also the birth and death cycle. Anyah pantha, nanyah pantha, vidyate ayanaya. There is no other. It's the one and the only route. It's like this. It's the one and the only route. It doesn't depend upon my accepting it. Okay, fine, I accept it. No, I don't accept it. Doesn't matter. Whether you accept it or not is immaterial. There is only one route. I know it. I don't know it. Doesn't matter. It has no impact. You are knowing or not knowing will not change the path. That's the only path. I don't like it. I like it. That's okay. That's your disposition. But the path is one and only one. My opinion, my liking, my knowing has absolutely no impact on the truth. It's independent of my opinion, knowing and accepting. Na anyah pantha vidyate ayanaya. There is no other route. 100 people may say 100 things, but path is one and only one. Can I have one name for that path? Yes, that is humane way of life, divine way of life, compassionate way of life. Way of life with all knowledge but no ignorance. That's also specified there. Tamasaha parastat. We should overcome all our ignorances and search for truth and realize truth. Then only, by knowing that only, yes, you'll overcome death and there is no other path. But to think about it again and again. And one who thinks about this, one who ponders over it, one who follows it, one who implements it, that person cannot be none other than an honest truth seeker. You have to search for truth. And once we search for truth, realize it, yes, to that extent, all our burdens, our chaos, everything will be sent out. It will be fumed out. They all go out. More and more knowledgeable we become, less and less we become ignorant. And ignorance will not take us anywhere but problems. And knowledge, right knowledge, realization of truth will take us towards bliss and peace. That's what this mantra says. 31.8 Yajurveda. Vedahametam purusham mahantam adityavarnam tamasaha parastat. Tameva viditva. Tam eva viditva. Knowing that and that alone. Atimrutyumeti. Nanyah pantha vidyate ayanaya. There is no other path. There is no other route. This is one and the only royal path. Take it. So clear. So clear. So obvious. There is no ambiguity. There is no confusion. It's so clear. 31.8 Yajurveda. Know that. Know that. Which is that? There's a creator. That is Satchidananda. That is the very embodiment of peace and bliss. That's the one. Know it, your problem solves. Know it wrongly, nobody can save you. Don't know it, it's still a horrible condition. We have to know it and know it rightly. That's the only path, that's the only recourse that we can take to reach the goal of experiencing peace and bliss. Okay, thank you. So to think about it and make our lives a great search for truth, an honest search for truth, and whatever difficulties we may encounter during that search, to overcome. Because that's the only path, because that's what we want, overcoming of fear of death and the clutches of death. That's what we are all searching for. And there is only one path, there are no alternative. So there is no question of decision taking. Decision taking comes when you've got different alternatives. But here there is no alternative at all. That's the only path. Take it if you want. Don't take it, don't ask anything. Simple. So straight, so simple. Okay, we shall ponder over it and frame our lives on this basis. and lead a better life for ourselves and for the world. Thank you for the day. And tomorrow it's not the day after tomorrow. After tomorrow is Wednesday for me, Tuesday night for you. Okay, thank you. Namaste.
ಸರ್
ಹೇಳಿ
ಸರ್, ಮಹಾಪೂಜಾಯಾಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪೂಜಾಯಾಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪೂಜಾ ವೈ ಸತ್ಕಾರ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಹೌದು, ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ, ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್, ರೆವರೆನ್ಸ್, ಗೌರವ, ಆದರ.
ಸತ್ಕಾರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದೆ, ಓಕೆ, ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
ಸತ್ಕಾರ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಗೌರವನ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅದ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇದೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ, ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಇಲ್ಲ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸತ್ಕಾರ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಸನ್ಮಾನ. ಮಾನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಳತೆ, ಸರಿಯಾದ ಅಳತೆ. ಅವಮಾನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅವಮಾನ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅವಮಾನವೇ, ಅಳತೆ ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. 4 is 4, not 5, not 3. 4 is ಸನ್ಮಾನ, 5 is also ಅವಮಾನ, 3 also is ಅವಮಾನ. ಸರಿಯಾದ ಅಳತೆ ಅಲ್ವಲ್ಲ? 4 5 ಅಂದ್ರೂ ತಪ್ಪೇ ತಾನೆ, ಅದು ಅವಮಾನವೇ. ಮಹಾಪೂಜಾಯಾಮ, ಪೂಜಾನಾಮ ಸತ್ಕಾರ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲೇನ್ ತಪ್ಪಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ
ಇದು ಬರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ,
ಸನ್ಮಾನ, ಟು ನೋ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕೆಲ್ಸ ತಕೊಂಡ್ಬಂದ. ಓಕೆಪ್ಪ, ಇವತ್ತು ಬರ್ತೀರಾ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ? ಆಗತ್ತಾ? ಬೇರೆ ಕೆಲ್ಸಗಳಿರುತ್ತ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ ಸರ್, ಅರ್ಧ ದಿನ ರಜಾ ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ.
ಕಾರ್ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇದು?
ಅದು ನಾನ್ ಡ್ರೈವಿಂಗ್ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್,
ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಮನ್ಲ ಐಡಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ಯಾ?
ನಮ್ ದೊಡ್ಡನ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ನಮ್ ದೊಡ್ಡನ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಓಕೆಪ್ಪ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಸರ್.